What's going on, everybody? ChromeOnRust here. We're going to be taking a look at the Alkaizer Route. Not to be super lame, we'll just call this the Alkaizer Route 2.0. He is the guy who hit Paragon level 100 first in the world back in Diablo 3 Vanilla when Paragon level 100 was the cap. So everybody pretty much knew his experience route. Well, he's come out with another one, and it's through the bounty system. I don't want to steal any of his thunder. You can check out his stream on Twitch. He's streaming quite a few hours every day, because he is shooting for like Paragon 800 or 1000, I'm not really sure. But with this, I've seen about 2 billion experience per hour as well as 10 million gold per hour. So it's around every billion experience that you're going to get about 5 million gold. So, if you want to do this for a half hour, you're going to see about a billion experience or 5 million gold if you have the same type of gear I do. Now, my gear is efficient enough to do Torment 6 bounties, but not really Torment 6 rifts, because you come across way too many elites in rifts, as well as you have to kill the rift guardians, and well, I just die a little bit too much. But I am efficient enough to do Torment 6 bounties. But Alkaizer, on the other hand, he has much better gear than I do, and he's pushing well over 3 billion experience per hour and 15 million gold per hour. I've seen him get about 3.5 billion gold or experience per hour. I can't really just hover down and see exactly what his experience numbers are and everything, but just knowing how much it takes him to level and watching his progression, I can see that he's getting about 3.5 billion experience per hour. Not 100% certain, but he's well over 3 billion. I can definitely say that. Now, to go ahead and jump right into this, he does clear the Khazra Den, clear the Hell Rift, the Miser's Will, clear the Kryder's Outpost, clear the Forward Barracks, and a Miner's Gold. These are all bounties throughout some of the acts. I also did, and I'm going to go ahead and show in the video, was clear Warrior's Rest as well as clear Coda, or Crypt of the Ancients, because I kind of wanted to see how those stacked up against the ones that he was doing in particular. Now, the first one that we are going to go ahead and look at is going to be the Miser's Will. This is in Act 5. You find this at the West March Commons. You're going to get 28 million experience, 230k gold, and I was able to complete this in 39 seconds. Now, the quest itself is kind of rare, but once you get the quest and you go to the West March Commons, it's actually pretty easy to locate the area that you need to go to. Now, also, while you are locating the zone, you will sometimes come across a cursed chest. Now, cursed chests grant about 30 million experience. You're definitely going to want to do them. Now, not everyone. There's going to be one that I'm going to talk about that I don't do just because it spawns one of the yellow elites and not one of the blue elites. And it's kind of difficult for me, so I've been skipping them. Like I said, my gear is not tremendous. Now, that's pretty much all it to the Miser's Will. As you saw, you run in, you click on a resplendent chest, and that is it. Now, the next one is going to be in Act 3. The bounty is clear the Forward Barracks. The waypoint is the battlefields. Now, you don't have to run up here like I did, as you saw the healing well there, as well as the pool of reflection. But like I said, in Torment 6, I'm liable to die, so I do like to stack up my pools of reflection. So when I do the Forward Barracks, I will go ahead and look for that. Also, there's weapon racks I'm trying to craft, so I've been looking at all the weapons, trying to pick up the whites. Once you're inside, you're pretty much on your own. There's not a whole lot to it. There are going to be a couple exploders sometimes here, so you definitely want to watch out for those. There's going to be one elite, sometimes a goblin. Other than that, there's not too much to it. You will sometimes come across a pool as well while you're doing the Forward Barracks. Now, this is 81 million experience and 421k gold. I completed it in 131 seconds. Now, we're just going to go ahead and skip right ahead here to, well, clear Kryder's Outpost. This is actually in the same exact location. Now, clear the Forward Barracks. There's two ways that you could do this and clear the Kryder's Outpost. You could start at the battlefields like you saw me do for the Forward Barracks, or you could start at the Bridge of KORSIKK like I'm doing here for the Kryder's Outpost. Now, the advantage I feel to doing the Bridge of KORSIKK is you're going to be able to run in a straight line, and sometimes you'll find pools of reflection. You'll sometimes find shrines, healing wells, chests, as well as cursed chests. The cursed chest there does spawn a blue elite pack, but they're pretty easy to burn down, so I normally go ahead and do that. And once again, those give you about 30 million experience. Now, right outside the Kryder's Outpost, I didn't actually talk about it because I was talking about something else. That particular cursed chest that will sometimes spawn there, it's right by the door. I'll actually avoid it because it does spawn one of the yellow elites, and it tends to kill me, I've noticed, so I just skip it altogether. That way I don't have to worry about losing my pools. And I just carry on with clearing the Kryder's Outpost. Once again, when you're in here, there's not much to it. There will sometimes be an elite, there will sometimes be a goblin, and that is really it. The next one we're going to look at is the one that I chose to do. Alkaizer himself was not doing this one. This is Clear the Warrior's Rest in the Festering Woods. I was able to get 30 million experience, 160k gold, and it only took me 49 seconds. I was really liking this one, and comparing it to the ones that he's doing, this one's pretty good. Now, I did some light testing that you're going to see at the very end. It's nothing like really official because I just timed these one runs, and I showed you the results from them, kind of rated which zone is giving me more experience per second, that you're going to see a little bit later. But the Warrior's Rest is pretty nice because it just spawns one elite. You know, there's a few white mobs, but they're always skeletons, so it's, you know, they're not anything too deadly like phage beasts or anything like that. And then we're going to jump ahead once again to, well, Clear Coda. Coda runs have been nerfed. I do know this, but I wanted to, you know, just check it out because Clear Coda is pretty easy to find. You know, the actual zone itself, as you can see there, it's just to the right of the waypoint. The Warrior's Rest I did not talk about. It's always just to the left of the waypoint. Sometimes it'll be up and to the left or down and to the left. You know, you kind of got to look for it, but they're normally pretty easy to find. Once again, in here, there's always an elite pack, but also there can be a shrine and a pool of reflection, which kind of is one of the reasons that I wanted to check this area out. Because like I said, I'll die every now and again, and going to areas with pools of reflection is definitely advantageous to me. I've got one other run in Act 1, and it is going to be Clear the Khazra Den. This one could be a little bit more difficult. It could sometimes be hard to find. It spawns a lot like the bounty itself, but it could be a little bit more difficult to find. In this recording though, as you're going to see, I was able to find it right away, but you are going to want to run south or down on your screen because there's going to be 2 spawn locations for the Khazra Den. That is going to be on like the southern tip of the Festering Woods, and then on the northern tip there's going to be like 1 spawn location for the Khazra Den. If you have trouble with gear, I've kind of been skipping this one every now and again because finding it, like I said, can be a little bit difficult, as well as there's a lot of the goat men that throw spears, and once again it'll kind of kill me. So this is another one that's like a little bit more difficult than some of the other ones. Once you get inside, it's not too bad, but you are going to come across an elite pack. Jumping ahead, once again, we're still in the Khazra Den, but you're going to come across these cultists that you see here, and you don't actually have to kill them. For whatever reason, they're not a part of the bounty. They're like from the campaign, and they just didn't include them in the bounty. So I like to save my Wrath of Berserker because you will normally come across at least 1 elite pack when you're in here. So if you're using like Archon or something like that, definitely be careful just because this zone is a little bit enclosed. And you know, I may die in here as well once again. So that's pretty much why I have been skipping Khazra Den. But we are going to go ahead and teleport forward to Act 3. We are going to be looking, or Act 2, excuse me, we're going to be looking at a miner's gold. This is the HOWLING Plateau. 39 million experience, 230k gold, 114 seconds to complete. It did take a little bit longer than I'd hoped, but in this bottom triangle of the map, you do want to look for pools of reflection and shrines as well. Now, there's really only one tip, just to kind of jump ahead here. Once again, there's not a whole lot to this. You can kind of watch his arm movements, as you see when I'm zoomed in here. And like the third, I know it's a little weird, but the third time that he like moves his arm as he goes to actually mess with that object in front of him is when the monsters are going to spawn. So, you know, if you're trying to min-max and apply a little bit of damage and put it down, if you're using like an earthquake build and you want to throw down a couple earthquakes, but you don't want to throw them down too soon, you know, you want to start dishing out the damage right away, you're min-maxing. Paying attention to little things like that is going to help you. Now I'm going to go ahead and actually show you a miner's gold once again. I'm not going to run the whole thing or anything like that, and we are just going to go ahead. You know, you're going to want to look for your pools once again. You're going to want to look for your shrines, obviously. But jumping right ahead to where the miner actually is, you can teleport out. You don't actually have to complete the quest to complete the bounty. You will not complete the quest, but you will complete the bounty if you do leave. So you're losing about half of the experience and half of the gold, but that time that you save by not actually having to be there allows me to, as you see here, moving it into Act 4 is Clear the Hell Rift. You know, you want to just run right through Hell Rift level 1, and then we move right into Hell Rift level 2, and you just got to clear everything. The nice thing about this is you will sometimes come across pools, you will sometimes come across shrines, but also semi-often, I'd say about 20-25% of the time that you are doing Clear the Hell Rift, you will come across, as you're going to see here, well, the cursed chest. And I have all the different numbers up there, so if you were to not get the actual cursed chest, you'd be getting 81 million experience. If you do get the cursed chest, you're going to get like 102 million experience. Now, all these numbers that I'm showing are not including the monsters that you kill. I'm going to go over that a little bit more after this because we're just about done. This is the last zone that he has been doing. But with the Miner's Gold, we're getting 120 million experience, 742k gold, and that's in 179 seconds. It's really, really good. Jumping right ahead here, because that's all we had for this, is we are going to look at, well, the nice thing about doing the actual Alkaizer route is there's a bunch of different bounties that some of us are looking for, because like I said, I am trying to craft the Devastator. The Devastator, you need the Shattered Core to craft, so I've been going and killing Rockgut, as you see on the left, and Thrum, as you see on the right. Now, Rockgut, I will not normally complete the bounty unless it takes me a really long time to find them, because the monsters in there are more difficult to kill and they're more sparse. As you see in killing Thrum, you're actually going to come across a lot of monsters, and I'm going to come across them and then pretty much wipe them out. I'm going to have about 80 monsters killed. Now, this is not like part of the Alkaizer route. This is just something in addition that you can do. If you're looking to craft something, maybe throw one of these into your run is all I'm trying to say. Now, looking at actual experience per second, these are in per second numbers. Clear the Khazra Den came out on top, but as I said, this is just over the course of one run. I found the Khazra Den extremely fast. But if we look at this one particular run, I got 801,000 experience per second, and then we move it down to clear the Hell Rift with the chest, which is a really good one, the Miser's Will, clear Kryder's Outpost. These are all pretty skewed, like I'm saying, but you know, I was kind of curious to see this. I didn't plan to put this in the video, but you know, after I did all the work, I was like, all I have to do is see how long each one of those runs that I showed you, you know, how long it took me, divide by how much experience I got, and well, those are the numbers that you see. That's really all I had for you. As you see there, I'm going to go ahead and throw up this amulet. I was actually using my lightning amulet that makes me immune to poison and not my real amulet during this recording. So, hashtag winning. I really don't know, but that's it for me. I'm ChromeOnRust for KORSIKK Gaming. Go ahead and try out the run for yourself. Grind out those Paragon points. Grind out your experience. I think I've gained about 50 levels since my last video. I don't want to like exaggerate. Maybe it's about 40, somewhere in there. But as I said, that's it for me. ChromeOnRust. You all, as always, have a great day.